Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty sunflower wreath using bandanas that I got at Walmart. There are so many different colors of bandanas out there, so your color possibilities are pretty much endless. Anyway, hang tight and I'll show you how to make it. Alright y'all, let us get started. So first off, what you're going to need this wreath frame. This is a 12-inch wreath frame and I got it from Walmart. You're also going to need some zip ties. These are the small 4-inch ties, and I like to use the small ones so that they'll fit through the holes here on the plastic canvas. But anyway, these are 4-inch cable ties. I got those from Walmart. This is plastic canvas. You remember plastic canvas from years ago? Yes, I still do plastic canvas. Do y'all still do plastic canvas? But anyway, I got this from Joanne's. This is the 7 mesh, okay? The 7 mesh, the 14 mesh. The squares are really tiny and you're going to have trouble with that. And because I'm going to be making the center out of black yarn, I got the black kind, just in case, you know, any light shines through or I have a gap in my yarn for some reason. You won't really be able to see it as much. So anyway, we are going to be tracing with whatever you use. I have a white crayon over here. I'll probably use that. I'm just going to trace around this inner ring here, and then I'm going to cut it out. And then we're going to zip tie that to the inside of our wreath frame. Okay. Another method that you could use if you don't want to trace it out is you could just take a piece of paper, lay that on there, cut it out. This is parchment paper. It's what I had on hand. Just trace it out, lay it on your canvas, and then cut it out. However you want to do it is fine by me. So now we're going to get our zip ties here. And like I said, we're going to zip tie this canvas onto our wreath frame so that we can kind of sort of fill in the middle. And let's see, my tracing abilities are generally kind of wonky. So anyway, I'm going to take this. Should I go this way or should I go in from the back? You know what? Let's go in from the back. Try it that way. Let's bring it up. Why do I put lotion on my hands and then attempt to do things? I don't know. Don't know. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to spin it around, make sure it's not popping through to the other side. I need to trim that down just a little bit more, don't I? Well, I'll do that here in a second. Anyway, let's get this zip tie, make sure everything is even. Even Steven. Put that through there. Okay, now you're going to do that all the way around your frame. Okay, so this is our wreath and I have flipped it back over. Okay, so it's like curving this way. Now what I have, some of these bandanas, and I got these at Walmart. They're the Time and True bandanas. They were $1.97. All different colors, but I want a sunflower, so I got this golden color. I don't know how many I'm going to use. I don't know. I bought 8. And they still had plenty left. If I need to go get more, I'll go get more. But I don't think I will. Because you can get a handful of petals out of one bandana. So we are going to use this. And I have a paint stir stick that I'm going to use to measure. And I want to show you how we're going to do that. Alright, so they have this little zip tie thing down here. You're going to have to cut that. Now listen, I'm not going to iron these. I'm not even going to bother with ironing them. Okay, why? Because your petals are going to be all scrunched up. You're not even going to notice that. And once you hang this up on your door or wherever, it's going to get some heat and the wrinkles will fall out anyway. Okay, so we're going to open it up like this. This is horizontal. And you want to bring it down to where your fold is down here near you. Now let's fold it in half. And I'm going to show you why I'm doing that here in a second. Because you need to mark your halfway point. So I just folded that into a square. Can you see? This is our halfway mark. I'm just taking a little piece of wood here and I'm just going to scrape that down. Why am I doing that? Because it's going to press it just for a brief moment so that I can see where the center mark is. It's right there. Here's our center mark, and then line it up with that corner, okay? And then I'm just going to take a pencil. You're not going to see this pencil mark, and I'm just going to lightly mark it, okay? Just moving up that way, really pressing on the stick, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Here is our center mark, and just go up to that top corner. Doesn't have to be perfect because, like I said, we're going to scrunch it all together anyway. Okay, now you're going to draw a line from your center point up here. Okay, you're going to hit your camera stand and you're going to make a loud noise. If you don't do that, are you really crafting? All right, so now we're going to mark that down this way. Okay, so now you have those 3 marks here, here, and going this way. Now you can lay this on a mat, you can use a rotary cutter if you want to, or you can use a pair of scissors, and you're going to cut along those lines. Okay, so this is what we have. We have our 4 triangles, okay? So let's just put these, don't separate them, okay? You see how this is like 2 layers? Don't separate that, because then it's going to be really, really flimsy. Let's just move that over there. So now let's get our wreath frame over here. We're going to use some more zip ties wherever they went. I found them. Okay. So you are going to take your petal here. You see this is the long side and this is your point. Just start in the middle and just gather that up. Okay. Just gather it up and that makes your petal. So now we're going to attach this. I'm going to attach it to the canvas, okay? Because if you use the zip ties and stuff on these rings, your petal is going to go sideways. I want to attach it to the canvas. Okay, let's see. All right, that works for me. So I think I'm going to trim off a little bit of this end here. So you can do that before or after you tie him down. Whatever you prefer. Okay, so right there. And then I'm going to use the zip tie. I'm going to have to go in from the back. Or you know what we can do? Let's just pre-put these things on here, shall we? That'll work. That'll work. It's just, let's skip a square. You see how I did that? Up here, skip a square, and then go down to the next square. And then let's fasten it down. Like so. There we go. I think that'll work a little bit better. Push it up. Or you can go in from the other side. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. We're just going to pull that like that. And then pull your zip tie and tighten it down. Where did the end go? Like so. Okay. There is your petal. So now we're going to do that with the rest of the bandana pieces all the way around. I would suggest, let me get done with this, it'll look better. I would suggest going from here straight across and then from here straight across like that, and then filling in the rest of it. You know, in case you don't have a whole lot of bandanas, you can kind of maneuver them around and see how many you need to fill it up. But anyway, I'm going to work on this and I'll be right back. Okay. So this is what we have so far. I have my bandanas all the way around. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing that I was doing here, but we're just going to drop down a little bit and make another round of our petals. Because like I said, I have 8 bandanas here, so I believe I'm going to have plenty enough to do that. So I'm going to cut more, and then we're just going to do another round in here, because for our center, I have this styrofoam half ball here, and this is 2.8 inches by 5.8 inches, okay? And if you set that down there and look, you can still see the canvas. That's why I picked a black canvas, because I'm going to be using black yarn for the center, and if I put on another row of petals, then I really don't have to worry about that showing through, okay? So that's why I'm going to do that. But anyway, we're going to put on another row, but you want it to be underneath this, okay? So that you don't see the ends. So I'm going to work on that and be right back. All right, friends, this is what we have so far, and I used, how many do I use? 6. I used 6 bandanas. So now let's get this out of the way. Let's start on the center. Like I said, this thingy that I have here is a 5.8 inch, and let us open that up. And we're going to be using this loopy yarn. I got this loopy yarn from Joanne's. This is the Bernat Blanket EZ, however you want to say it, baby. This little baby is just so excited that it has a soft, squishy blanket. If you crochet, you know what this is. It's like the finger looping yarn. You know, you just loop it together. But we're going to use it for the center of our wreath here. And you're only going to need one of these, of course. So let's get that open, and you're going to need your hot glue gun. Okie dokie. So we have our glue gun here, and I'm going to start just here at the bottom, just putting a little bit of glue and just working my way down. If you like this glue gun, look in the description box and I will have a link to where you can get one. I like it because it has this finer tip nozzle. All right, so I'm just going to continue to glue this all the way around the styrofoam ball, and I'm just going to work my way up the styrofoam ball because we want to cover this entire thing with this awesome yarn. Because I wanted this to be a sunflower, I wanted to find some brown yarn, but I didn't see any in this style, and I can't remember if I've ever seen any in this style, so I used the black. So this could be like a sunflower slash lazy Susan, whatever you want to call it, whatever type of flower it is. It's gonna be all right. Anyway, just keep gluing it all the way around. Okay, so we are all the way around, and I like how this flares out. It kind of has that flower feel in itself, doesn't it? And this yarn can get twisted, so you just have to make sure that your little loops are facing the right way. So anyway, now I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to start going just above this, okay? Like just a little bit above it. Like I said, we're just going to work our way up. This yarn is very thick, so you probably won't see any of the styrofoam ball underneath when you're done, so that's a good thing. Press that down and just work my way all the way around. All right, friends, this is what we have. How cute is that? I love that. And, you know, this yarn had like little particles all in it when I got it from the store. I'm going to really have to clean it up here in a second. But this is what we have. Now we're going to take it and we're going to put it on our base. And I think what I'm going to do, because I know where this is going in my home, okay? This is not going to go outside. So I'm going to use my hot glue, and then I'm just going to glue it down right here in the center. Now, listen here. This is why I ask people, stop speeding through the darn video. This is fabric, and when it gets wet, you know, it's going to get soggy and fall. So I don't suggest hanging this, you know, where it's going to get rained on or anything like that. Now, if you know that this is going to be hanging on a door that's going to get a lot of sun, I don't suggest gluing this down. What I do suggest is you can get those little U-shaped floral pins. Take those and then take you a pipe cleaner. Bend that pipe cleaner in half. And then where the part of it has bent, take those U-pins and stick it on there at an angle, okay? And that's going to give you the pipe cleaners sticking out of your foam. Run the end of your pipe cleaners down through this mesh and then twist it on the back, and you can hold it on that way. But this is going to be an indoor thing for me, okay? That's why I'm using the glue. So anyway, I'm just taking my hot glue and putting this all the way around. Like so. I'm going to do it around the edge because I know that that is what is going to be touching the fabric down there. I'm not really going to put a lot in the center because then it's going to ooze through our canvas and make a mess on my table, and I don't want to clean up a mess. Okay, so now let's pick this up and see if I have everything in place. I want to move this petal over just a little bit because I think you can see a little bit of the mesh over there. But anyway, let's try to make sure that this is in the center, or as in the center as I can get it. Okay, and I'm just going to press that down. I like it. It's so squishy. Press it down. And I'm going to let that glue set up. All right, so now I have this adorable little bee. How cute is that? This is a yard stake, garden stake, whatever. And it came from Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is, because this will bend real easily, so, and this is like pop riveted on, so try not to rip it off because you're going to bend your little bee. I want to take these wire cutters and I am going to just snip this off. That took some doing, but I got it done. All right, so now, like I said, because this is going to go indoors in my home, I'm just going to use some hot glue and try to decide where I want him. Do bees like sunflowers? Yes, they do. Look it up. If this is going to be outside, I highly suggest backing this up with some E6000. Put a little bit of hot glue on there and then put your E6000. The hot glue will give you short-term hold, just to hold it in place so cats, dogs, and feral children don't knock it off. And then the E6000 is going to give you your long-term hold. So I'm just going to put him right there, and be careful holding this because that got very hot. That hot glue coming into contact with the metal. Yes, it was very hot. So now I'm just going to hold this here in place until that glue sets up, and then it will be done, okay? Now, how do you hang this? With a wreath hanger. I mean, you know, you got the frame here sticking out in the back. So just use a wreath hanger to hang it up, or, you know, you can wrap a piece of wire around it and hang it on a nail or something. You can use a command hook, whatever you have. But anyway, I want to hold this little guy on here until the glue has fully set up, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you would, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below, and I will talk to y'all next time.